Okay, guys, we're going to make some eggs today. We'll make a few different kinds. First and foremost, just use a non-stick skillet. Yes, you can use cast iron, you can use steel. I mean, it's just too much work, man. All right, we're going to start out with a scrambled egg, and we're going to add a tablespoon of water. Some people like to add water or milk in their scrambled egg, and it just basically loosens the egg up a little bit. I also like to add my salt and pepper when I scramble the egg prior to cooking it. It just tastes better. You can do it the other way if you want to, but it's better this way. So since the point of adding the liquid, either the milk or the water, is to have a lighter, looser, smaller curd in the egg, you have to just stir it a lot. So I'm moving the eggs around a lot while they cook here. So you see here the pieces of egg are pretty small. It's light, it's a little fluffier, and that's kind of what we were looking for. Alright, this time we're just going to do a regular scrambled egg, no liquid. This is how I like them. We're going to stir it a little less because I like to have a bigger curd, bigger pieces of egg. So this looks like a lot of butter. This is really just the smallest pat of butter, just enough to get the pan coated. And then I'm put the egg in and I'm really just kind of push the egg around a little bit. Not really working it that much because I want larger chunks of egg. Okay, one more important thing about scrambling eggs is when to pull them out. You do not cook until they're dry. They're still going to be a little bit wet in the pan, then you pull them out and plate them, and they kind of finish cooking there. But if you cook them till they're dry in the pan, they're just going to be rubbery and terrible. So you see here, bigger pieces of egg. Now you can really cut into it and get a nice big bite. This is how I like them. A little more hearty. All right, this is a favorite. We're going to make some cheese eggs, salt, pepper, and I like to grate the cheese right into the bowl. If you want to make these with like a Kraft single, some American cheese or something like that, skip the putting in the bowl and just lay the single right down in the melted butter in the skillet, pour your egg on top, and then start scrambling. Okay, for cheese eggs, I get the whisk in here. Whip the eggs while you're cooking them because we want to really create this nice, soft, cheesy texture in the eggs. Top these with a little more shredded cheese when you plate them. They're beautiful. The egg, every bite is so cheesy and it's so soft and light. These are so good. All right, 2 eggs this time because we are going to make an omelet. Going to make an omelet with mushrooms, spinach, and Boursin cheese. Okay, we start out by sauteing our mushrooms and our spinach together in a little olive oil and just a pat of butter. It's probably a teaspoon of each, maybe. Alright, so our vegetables are ready. We're going to add the egg. And there's a technique to this where you just want to gently kind of, as the egg sets around the edges, push it up and let the egg on top that's not cooked run underneath, and you slowly start working your way around the pan, getting the wet egg cooked underneath the omelet so that it's dry on top enough to flip. You see here, you can also pull away in the middle, let some of the liquid run down into the pan as well. You just want to get as much of the liquid egg cooked before you flip the egg as possible. I absolutely was going to flip this egg up in the air, but I knew it wasn't going to work out, so I kind of cheat and use the spatula here, but I'll get a flip in here later. Alright, I top it here with a little bit of Boursin cheese, and then I'm going to slide it off onto the plate and fold it over on itself. Alright, I plated it up, sprinkled a little more Boursin on top with a little parsley just to make it look pretty. And man, this thing is so creamy and delicious. It was insane. So I'm going to fry an egg, but actually I'm going to put 2 eggs in the bowl and pull 1 yolk out. And this kind of changes the macros around a little bit. That's something you're interested in, but it gives you, maybe gives you 10 grams of protein for 70 calories, which is pretty good. Guys, always crack your eggs into a separate bowl. Like if I'm making fried eggs, I still put them in a separate bowl before I put them in the skillet. You're making a cake, put them somewhere else before you dump it in your batter, because you just never know. Sometimes you get a bad egg. This shows you exactly why you use a non-stick pan. Pan's doing most of the work here. I'm just working the edges of the egg as it crisps up, move it around, and then I am going to do a little showing off. Doing the egg this way with 1 extra white, it still gives you enough yolk to cover all the egg white. And it still tastes like just a regular over easy egg, but like I said, it does give you just a little bit more protein, and it's delicious. If you go too many egg whites, you don't really have enough yolk to cover it, and if you try to scramble an egg with too many egg whites in it, it's just a disaster. So last but not least for this, we're going to boil a couple eggs using the 10-10 method. I did a whole other video on this, but basically we're going to boil these eggs for 10 minutes. Get your water boiling. Boil them for 10 minutes. Take them out after 10 minutes and put them in an ice bath for 10 minutes. They peel easy. The yolks are perfect. They're delicious. Guys, eggs are easy to cook. They're fast. They're delicious. There's no reason to skip breakfast, or shoot, not even for breakfast. Make them anytime. They're just easy and they're good for you. So I hope you liked the video. Let me know if you have any questions.